It's the big one then. Usyk v Dubois. We're going to do most of this episode on that, and then we'll review the weekend's boxing towards the end.
I thought we were going to leave with Campbell Hatton's retirement.
I saw that earlier on, and I thought it was people are already switching off. In fact, let's end that one there.
That's it. Let's leave it there. Dubois Usyk, the big one.
Yeah, you said Dubois Usyk. Is that an indication of where you're mentally going with this one?
Do you know what? I know we've spoken about a few times. I can't look beyond Usyk really.
You're not buying into the. I was watching a little bit of TalkSport earlier on.
Yeah,
and the entire narrative, the whole thing is, Dubois only got better, and I think it's his time, and it's right for him. And Usyk's getting a little bit older, and he's done a lot of rounds with Fury, and I'm just like, you know what? I just do not buy any of that at all. I'm not buying any of it, none of it.
I'm trying to because I want Dubois to win, but despite what I just said, I'm also quite happy if Usyk wins as well. If Usyk retires after this, I think he does that. He's just what else he got left to prove. But sure. Something you said there on Usyk, and I was thinking about this earlier. Now, I want you to answer me this question: do you think Usyk will be a better fighter or a worse fighter, having spent 24 rounds in the ring with Tyson Fury?
Better.
Do you know?
I think better. Yeah, he has to be better, and in particular, not because of the second fight, because I feel like the second fight was in his favour for the whole fight, more or less. But in the first fight, he had to adapt. He had 3 rounds where he wasn't great, and Fury was starting to get on top, and he had to adapt. So yeah, he can only be better by fighting a big guy. Nobody knows really how good Fury is anymore, but at that point, I think he was good.
I agree with that. And the reason I asked the question was because, again, I was listening to TalkSport. I can't remember who it was who was saying, so White and Jordan was saying that, and he's had 24 rounds in the ring with Tyson Fury. That's going to take something out of you. And I was thinking, well, yeah, you're going to obviously get hit, but you're not going to become a worse boxer having had those rounds in the ring with one of the best heavyweights in recent times, who makes you think, who's hard to hit, who's
a lot bigger than you as well.
Yeah, it was a lot bigger. So I was thinking, their point was that was going to make Usyk worse. I was like, surely that's just going to make him better.
You can't leverage someone doing rounds as being a bit of a problem, and it's going to have sort of worn them down a bit in one instance and then not do it in another. Because Dubois did a full 10 rounds, was it, with Big Baby Miller, went right to the wire. Does that not count?
Yeah, exactly. And it's, those rounds that Usyk had with Fury, it wasn't like the rounds that Deontay Wilder had with Fury. If you take the first fight out of it, the last two. So it's a bit of a. I thought it was a bit of a silly point. I thought that plays into, but they're trying to make the narrative for Dubois. I was like, well, no, that just means I think Usyk's going to be even better.
Sure, the experience. If you are factoring experience into the mix since they last fought, Usyk has had better experience. There's no doubt about that. He's fought better fighters and for longer rounds.
Yeah. I don't think there's any argument with that. That said, Dubois fought other than Usyk is probably 3 hardest. Well, they are his 3 hardest fights on paper, I'd say, since the Usyk defeat. And the Usyk defeat came after the Lorena fight, where he got knocked down 3 times in the first round. So if you look at it from that way, but Dubois going into this, certainly better than he was in the first fight, and everything in the Dubois camp is.
I don't know if I buy it. I don't think Big Baby Miller's any good. Like, I don't. There's no barometer to say how good Big Baby Miller is. He hasn't. He's probably, what's his best fight? Probably a draw with Andy Ruiz.
Yeah.
Where some people thought he won, but Andy Ruiz is not a good fighter. Let's just, he's not. Philip Hrgovic, I guess the jury's out on Hrgovic a little bit, isn't it? He's there to be hit. Like he doesn't move. He's very, very slow. Doesn't move his head at all. And AJ, who I don't know, he looked like a car crash in that fight, an absolute car crash.
But so again, while I think Usyk will win, I look back at those three Dubois fights we're talking about there. Again, looking at them there's a contrast to. So you've spoken before about Dubois having the quit in him. The Jarrell Miller fight, he took some shots off Miller.
He took some shots, but it's not the same. It's just not the same. Like Jarrell Miller,
in fact, he kept going, like because he had he had that fight won, and he got the stoppage with 10 seconds to go. So if you got quit in you or that lack of heart, and I think this is, I don't know whether it's the Don Charles thing, and I was quite Don Charles with Chisora and just that like, right, I'm going to go out. I think Dubois is a different fighter now. So
I don't at all. Like
so
no, I'm not. I think he's fought two average fighters. One probably below average in Big Baby Miller, an average fighter in Philip Hrgovic. He hasn't got a good.
Oh, so you're not including AJ as
an AJ. The AJ fight's such a weird one because he got clobbered in round one. Like, like he was. Danny Dubois had to do that. I give Dubois as much chance as he had in the first fight. No more, no less. I think he's got the same chance. I think I could feasibly see it going exactly the same way. I could see him quitting again. I just don't think he's got it in him. It's not quitting against Big Baby Miller and quitting against Usyk, who is just peppering you. It's just two different things, man.
Yeah, okay, very different. I think it's a different type of tiredness because he did look exhausted against that. I've rewatched all those fights, and the Big Baby Miller one. He just looked so almost dead on his feet because John Miller's so big.
He's big, yeah.
Clobber him over, and he almost looked like he was a tiredness and punching out rather than the exhaustion.
I thought he was in trouble actually a little bit. Sort of, he got to the mid rounds in that fight, and I thought he's not able to peg him back at all. He's not able to peg Big Baby Miller back, and I thought he looks like he's in trouble here. I thought he had the first few rounds quite comfortably, and then it just looked like Miller just wasn't. He was quite happy to walk through stuff. So he did do well to come back, but
my memory of those fights was that it was more comprehensive. So, same with the Hrgovic one, but he did take punishment in both.
Quite a lot, yeah. He did. He's got a decent chin actually, Dubois. He took
exactly, and I think he. Do you know what the other thing was? I think it was the Hrgovic fight. I was rewatching it, and this might sound, I don't know, stupid, or maybe you're seeing what you want to see. He looked meaner. Do you know what I mean? He looked like he was in there more to hurt them, and I'm not gonna stop until I get you out there because that Hrgovic fight was brutal. He was kind of the cuts, and he was just kept on going and kept on going. It's like right, I'm trying to think of the fight. The fight now. Eubank Jr. against there's a Blackwell.
Oh, Nick Blackwell, yeah.
Nick Blackwell, yeah, where he saw like, are you going to stop this?
Yeah.
Until you stop it, he was like, you could see he's doing damage, and like, but Dubois against Hrgovic, I'm just keep on guard. I don't care. You're in front of me, and so I think he looks different in that sense.
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult to say because all these fighters, they're really hard to gauge because Hrgovic, obviously his last fight, he beat Joe Joyce relatively easily. I don't think that's not a great, it's not a great result. It's kind of like what you should get. He laboured to a victory over Zhile Zhang. That's going back quite a while now. Maybe when Zhang's gas tank was slightly better, when he was only 73 back in that fight.
He's learning his trade.
It's really hard to make a call on these fighters who Dubois has beaten. Obviously, AJ's the name, but it's such a weird fight that AJ just got clipped by a shot he should never have been clipped by.
Again, when you watched it in real time, it looked like AJ had him, and then the fight was done, right?
Yeah.
AJ was in the ascendancy, and then you're like, oh shit.
But fair, you know what? I don't want to become a bit of an AJ fanboy, But fair play on AJ to go as long as he did in that fight
Yeah.
after, because he took some big shots. He was down multiple times, and he looked like he got himself back into a position where he could actually win it
Yeah.
until he got told to roll the dice.
Until looked like he's back in it until he wasn't. So I mean, I think so. The case for Dubois, and I think I think he's a different fighter. The thing again, the narrative that I could probably buy into by the end of the week, which is Frank Warren's matchmaking when he gets someone at just the right time. But when they talk about this, when I think of that, I always think of Ricky Hatton, Costa Zoo. That's what I think of when Frank Warren got it right. Now I realise that's not a particularly recent example. I'm sure there are more recent examples I should be able to pull out.
Well, yeah. Like think of Moses Atama and that bin man. He's just picking him at the exact right moment.
Exactly, got with just the right point. But with Usyk, for all the reasons Usyk would beat him, his class, that the 24 rounds in the ring with Fury being a good thing. He's learned, he gets better on the second fight. And let's not forget, in the first fight, other than the fifth round with the low blow / not low blow, whatever it was, he won, maybe all but 1 or 2 rounds, probably.
Yeah, I think I watched it again yesterday. I think it was.
Yeah.
Maybe gave Dubois 1.
Yeah,
I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure I gave him that round, to be honest.
The pick, no, yeah,
and arguably that should have been a point off. I don't know. You can deck someone.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
give them 5 minutes and not take a point off.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's a fair point. But so if you take that off him, then you could make the case he didn't win a round, right? So with Usyk, then, with everything I've just said about why you think he'd win anyway, I think he's almost got a point to prove for the first time in a while. Like, not, when he came up to heavyweights, I've got to prove I can do it at this. But then he's done it twice against AJ, he's done it twice against Fury, the best fighters of the last 5 to 10 years.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that's fair, yeah.
So yeah, because it was 10 years when Fury beat Klitschko, wasn't it?
Yeah.
2015. So yeah, 2 best fighters of the last 10 years. So he's done that. But I think now he's like, right, well, those fights, you can't dispute that. I mean, Fury does, but you can't dispute both those fights, can you? Really? Objectively, you can't. And then Dubois, there's a bit of disputes. Admittedly, mainly from Dubois' camp, but
yeah, it's a weird one because it's difficult.
So is that his motivation?
I suppose it is. It's a difficult one to sort of. It's hard to dispute it because a low blow and someone going down, but instantly it being called a low blow is very different to if they went down and it's not called a low blow and, they look like they can't get up or they're struggling to get up and then they complain. It's like it was just that instant. The referee was instant. Like, to me, debate it all you want, but it's classed as a low blow. It will always be classed as a low blow. Like, it's over as that. And Daniel Dubois had thrown quite a few low blows anyway. Maybe if he hadn't thrown 4 or 5 before that, it might have helped his case a little bit.
Well, this is it. The thing that I think's also interesting about the low blows is that it's become such a point of contention that I wouldn't be surprised if we see early on going to the body and pushing it, pushing it and see if you can get away with it. Because
I think you should. I would almost come in and hit him in the balls within the first 10 seconds.
Exactly. See, well, what can I get away with? Because it's also, I don't think it's, I think it was, I think it probably was a low blow, but also, he is susceptible to the body more so than anywhere else. Like, again, AJ, got joy to the body. You could see when he got him there as well. So I think both things can be true. It was a low blow, and that's probably your best bet of getting him out there.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be hard for a referee, unless it's very obvious, to call a low blow at Wembley when the crowd, it's what the crowd have been told to look for. So I think
the only issue with the only thing I'd say with that is you have got the undisputed champ in there who will call every single thing that's on the belt. He will complain because he does. He always has done. Like he will be signaling long before a low blow comes in. He'll be signaling that one's low.
He won't care about the boos either, will he?
No. I still maintain. I think he'll have pretty good support in there, Usyk. I think he'll be.
Yeah, I think so. It's going to be sounds obvious. It's going to be a boxing crowd, isn't it? There will be obviously Dubois. But it's not like Dubois. He's not age.
It's not like if Klitschko is coming over or something like that. Usyk's going to have a lot more UK fans than someone like Klitschko would have.
Again, we're both boxing fans, both Englishmen, but really care who wins. So I'd be happy.
I kind of do, and I'm going to pick Daniel Dubois to win because I've picked the opponent against Usyk for the past, both Tyson Fury fights, and I'd like him to win. There's just something about Daniel Dubois that we can't have him as an undisputed champion. Like he's not the man to be that. If it was Lennox Lewis previously, and it's Usyk now, the next name in that list isn't Daniel. It shouldn't be Daniel Dubois, if you know what I mean.
I do know what you mean. Do you know what? I know I'd be okay with Tyson Fury. I'd probably be okay with H.
I maybe would have been, not now.
But I mean, if he won the last, not to come back and do it now, but if he'd have beaten,
yeah,
I'd be fine with that. I know what you mean, though. In that lineage, you wouldn't really want.
Well, maybe not yet. Maybe not yet. Maybe in a few years,
he does it. Maybe he does it, and then he becomes it.
That could happen.
Go on there. If he does it, he deserves it, doesn't he? But
I'm going to pick him because I still think he will clip Usyk at some point. I always think he'll clip everyone at some point. I think he'll hit him hard at some point.
He often does.
Cause some problems and may just be able to finish it. Everything in my head says this won't happen. I watched the first fight the other day. Usyk is significantly faster than Dubois. His hands are way, way faster. I mean, Dubois was getting hit with shots that he didn't see any of coming. He just didn't see any of it. He's got the quitting in. It's such a level up as well for Dubois. It's you can talk all you like about his previous fights. The step up here is massive. It really is.
It is. The thing I dispute from what you said there, I don't know if he has the quit anymore. I think, again, having watched back his most recent fights, if he had for quit, I think he could have quit, particularly the Miller one, or not gone for the win. I feel like he's, and whether it's and again, my thing of look, he looks meaner, he looks different. I can't with him.
I know what you mean. I know there's a bit of a narrative around that, but I just don't think he's come up against anything like it since. Like the Joe Joyce one. I'll let that one go. I think if you break an orbital bone, it's a pass from me. If you break an orbital bone in your eye, like you don't want to get hit on that. Like it's not like boxers break their noses all the time. If you quit on a broken nose, you got serious problems. I still don't know what happened in the first Usyk fight. So I was watching it, and the commentary were getting a little bit excited at the point where Dubois was really sort of falling to pieces. They were saying, Dubois is really starting to work Usyk out now. And I'm like, the opposite's happening here. And it actually, I think it was the same round where he went down for the first time. And when he went down, it's quite funny. Daniel Dubois, who's decked him and really decked him? I don't think anybody has. Because if you look at all the times he's been down, so if you take Joe Joyce, he just went down on his knee. Yeah. If you look at Kevin Lorena, they were all sort of elective ways to go down, or sort of slip and go down. None of them were big shots that kind of sent him down. Usyk's
jab,
when he put him down, one was a jab, the other just like an accumulation of punches. This is why I think the quit's in him. It's never just oh, fair play, he's taken a massive hit, it's knocked him off balance or whatever. It's always just like you went down from that. Always like that with Dubois.
That's why I think it was. I think the quit was in him, and he was more mental. When I look at
Yeah.
the shots he took off certainly Big Bag Miller. That's the one that sort of stands out for me to watch that fight. So I couldn't remember him taking as much punishment as he did in that fight.
He took a lot. He took a lot of shots. I think he's got a good chin. It's so bizarre to be saying that from a guy that's been down so much to sort of say. I think he's got a good chin.
Well, no, it is because I think the going down, as I said, was more mental. As he like, oh, what do I do now? And he needed to kind of catch a breather, get the Joe Joyce one. Yeah, so that's the gimme. I think for one, he was just absolutely knackered. Like he was absolutely...
it did look like that. Has he got the brain? Has he got the brain? Like I think. So remember when AJ really sort of rattled Usyk and it looked like he was about to sort of get him out of there, and Usyk just got on his bike and just danced around the ring and just ran away, and it was like, oh look, he knows how to get out of situations like that as well. When he's getting battered, he's just gone. He's gone. He's like, yeah, this ain't working for me. I'm gone.
I'm gonna win now. What am I doing? And now I've decided it's time for me to win. I'll just go round 7 to 12. You're not going to have any of them. This is my time.
Yeah. And Dubois got a good engine. He has got a good engine. Seems to fight at a good pace consistently through his fights. It's so weird because I'm down on him all the time, but I'm still picking him to win.
Yeah, no, yeah. And I'm more up on him, and I'm picking him to lose. But that's it. But I think this is why it's an intriguing fight, because there's that jeopardy from the first to last bell, isn't there? That Dubois could still get him out of there. I don't think he'll quit. I think he'll go the distance. I think Dubois, and I think Usyk wins it, because as you say, it's levels.
I could see a DQ. I could see a DQ. Because it isn't just the low blows with Dubois; it's the headbutts as well. He likes to get his head in there if he can.
Yeah. Was it Hrgović?
That was a dirty fight.
Yeah. Yeah, the head will be in there. I guess that's what he's got to do, try and rough him up, see if he wants it. And the other thing as well is, the one that everyone talks about is, has Usyk become an old man overnight? And it's I don't know.
It's not based on anything. It's not based on that. The issue that's just based on a number of his age. Like
it's also it's just one of those. You say about liking the line stars make fighter. Becoming an old man overnight, it's just something people throw in boxing.
Yeah.
What I hope happens is he goes in and suddenly he's inexplicably shit. That's what I hope happens. That's what they're known for.
Is aging overnight? Is it actually a thing? Or is it more that once a fighter gets beaten or gets knocked out, actually mentally there's a big change in them? Because I'm thinking more about, they do say people have aged overnight and stuff, and they'll say like Wilder, oh, he got old really quick. But what he did was get battered. He got absolutely battered. And then I'm thinking of people like Adrian Broner, who had all the confidence in the world until he got absolutely smashed to pieces, and then he fell apart.
Yeah.
And I'll say the same for, who was the guy, Jeff Lacey, when Joe Calzaghe absolutely tore Jeff Lacey to pieces, just went on to, losing fights straight after that.
Yeah. I mean, some ones I think are when you hear boxers talk about it, was it Cole Frampton in the Josh Warrington fight, when he was something like, I just realised I didn't have it in there anymore. Whether it's...
Is that more appropriate at lighter weights, though, than it is at heavyweight?
Maybe. But that's one I think of. And I know Anthony Crolla, I can't remember what the Anthony Crolla fight was, but he was just like, I felt good in sparring, all of that. I was ready to go. I mean, once I was throwing my punches, I was like, I didn't seem to have a snap there. And also the punches that were coming back at me hurt more than they did before. So they're the two examples. I can't think of what I thought now, but they're the two examples I think of. So yeah, at the lighter weight. So maybe is that, but it's one of those terms, but I don't know if it actually is a thing. The other one is, of course, that people are seeing a lot in the Krasiak, or Krasiak, whatever his name is, his manager.
I think there's something in that. I will say, I think there's something in it. It's too weird. It's too weird to have a promoter prior to sort of signing the fight then for halfway towards the fight, still have a promoter, then closing in on the fight night coming, it's not there. Like that's something odd there. There is something odd.
Do you think he's going to, having seen the boost it gave Eubank Jr. when Senior arrived, that he's going to try and get a similar response? I don't think he'll get it. I'm trying to think what might be in it. Imagine that.
I can't imagine.
Comes out of a lick in one of those in the coat, the exact same coat, and we were walking along like that. So yeah,
And then you're just watching Daniel
Yeah.
Dubois staring at a screen, and his jaw
Yeah.
just drops out. With Don Charles just absolutely.
Frank Warren's eyes other side of his head, like yeah, maybe that'll be it. Maybe that'll be it. But yeah, try to be well side on it because
Well, now I've got a question
Go on.
for you, and I think this
Go on.
is one that's right up your street. Right, if you were Usyk,
Yeah.
and you've now got a few opportunities to sort of see Daniel Dubois, like and the build up to this fight, and sort of just prior to the fight starting, how are you going to troll Daniel Dubois? How would you do it?
Troll him.
Yeah.
You just mentioned the jab.
I would
Or-
constantly be going down onto a single knee to talk to him. Every single time he spoke to me, I'd drop down to a knee.
Do you know what I'd do? I'd also just repeat, "Let's go," or when he's talking, just say, "I am not entertained. I am not entertained." Yeah, but Usyk, when he's too classy to do the kind of shit.
The weird thing is, both of these, I can't see either of them ever being affected by mind games, and it's for two completely different reasons.
Well, yeah, there are different ends of the intelligence spectrum, right?
One that's sort
They're
of
both impenetrable for different reasons, aren't they?
one that's just sort of too smart to take it on, but also has got a great excuse because he can kind of pretend that he doesn't understand you.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about Dubois here. And then and then you've got Daniel Dubois, I think, just doesn't get it at all. Like there was a bit. What did AJ say to him in the build-up? He said something to him, and it cut across to Dubois, and he didn't even realise that AJ had said anything directly to him.
Yeah, he's that. What shall we say, mate? Yeah. Oh dear.
So the mind games are largely a waste of time then on this one.
Well, I think so. There's no point in trying to do it. Isn't it? I think we spoke about it before, didn't we? Fury pretty much gave up on trying to do mind games against Usyk. Then Dubois not going to be the one to rattle him. Yeah.
What if Dubois is actually really smart and this has all been a game just to try and troll Usyk, and he's going to come out in one of the press conferences and he's going to wipe the floor with him
in Ukrainian?
Yeah, in Ukrainian. Yeah.
Like Trent Alexander-Arnold went to and did this perfect Spanish of Real Madrid. The ball's been learning Ukrainian for like 10 since he saw Usyk in the European amateurs or whatever. He's like, right, that's my guy. I'm going to get him one day. He's been learning it badly.
So if you were gonna make a prediction and not just an easy prediction of, I think Usyk's gonna win.
Yeah,
like pin it right down. What are you saying?
Specifically, how Usyk will win? Well, so I think he's going to win relatively comfortably. I think Dubois is going to come out aggressively, targeting the body, as I say. I think he'll probably take maybe 2 or 3 of the first 6 rounds, Dubois, and then I think Usyk will have to relearn this new Dubois I'm talking of to a degree, and then I think it'll be the standard from round 7 to 12. Usyk's going to download it all, and I think it's going to be a very familiar pattern to what we've seen for the last few Usyk fights against British fighters. I think he's just going to go through the gears, and I think it's going to be almost I don't want to say a disappointing predictability to it, because because I don't think it's going to be. That's what I almost want to see, just so I'm right. But I know I do expect to see that. That's what I expect to see. He's going to go through the gears late on. I think Dubois is going to target the body. I think it might be a knockdown for Dubois, but I can't see Usyk getting him out of there. I don't think Dubois will quit again. I think Usyk beats him on points. Probably, yeah. Maybe giving, you know, maybe giving Dubois 3 to 4 rounds.
I will go for a 9th or 10th round stoppage for Dubois. Let's throw it in something exciting.
I'd like to see that. I think. Do you know what? Despite, so I love Usyk. I like Dubois, but I think Usyk's a wonderful fighter. Just as so as a purist, but as a boxing fan, you can't not like Usyk. He's phenomenal. What he's done is amazing. So again, I expect him to win it, but the result that gets me, off my sofa is a Dubois knockout.
I suppose I agree. I suppose
Kind
I
of
agree
hope
with that.
to see that. I kind of hope to see a Dubois knockout.
I suppose I would. I do want Usyk to win, but sort of only on the proviso that he quits boxing afterwards. And I know I'm always the one that says no, leave him going. And it's not about the retirement of a fighter, because I'll watch him fight all the time. It's just, if you've done this thing, if you've become undisputed, I don't kind of want to see that just fall away in the wrong way. I'd rather it be, I'm giving all that up, like that's gone. I don't know. It's just something quite special about it, and for it to potentially fall away so quickly, I don't know. I'm just not. It's a bit weird.
The only way, I'm trying to think, the only way I'd want to see Usyk stay, as in, it's so clean if he walks away now. He's beaten everyone out there really to beat. He's got nothing. So nothing to prove. Maybe there's something silent to prove in this fight because of the low blow. But after this, he puts it all to bed, and he should walk off with all the marbles, so to speak. So,
so if Dubois wins,
great.
Does that will there not be another Usyk fight? Because it'll be one all.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's a problem for me, because I'm not that crazy up for that. I'd rather. There's just too many fighters. Dubois, Joseph Parker, a fight, can't get past that. Caballel is probably deserving of a title shot as well. Those two guys. If this fight's like a win to Dubois and there's a rematch, I think Parker's going to be a year off getting that Dubois fight. Caballel's going to be 18 months off getting a title shot, I would imagine. Like, it's just, sometimes you feel like the heavyweight division gets held up quite a lot by like certain fights and things like that. Fury held it up for quite a while. Wilder held it up, his belt, for a ludicrous amount of time. At least AJ, I will give him it that he didn't. He pretty much fought whoever he had to fight.
AJ's record is really good, isn't it? You look at, he's always tough fights. But if Dubois does win, the third fight would be huge, because Dubois will be huge as well. He beats AJ, knocks out AJ at Tottenham, knocks out something. He's not going to win on points. Knocks out Usyk at Wembley. Dubois will be a massive star. Like, he would be. Yeah, he would be massive.
Do you not think there is a little bit of a limit to Dubois' star power, just because of the way he's on mic? And I know I'm getting a little bit bored of people saying he's definitely getting better, he's growing into it. I think there's a limit here, guys. Yeah, he's getting better than saying absolutely fucking nothing at all on mic like that. The bar is so low. It really is.
It is. He's come from a low starting point.
And he's never going to get great. You're never going to get a great talker. You're never going to get an AJ sort of schmoozy kind of guy. You're never going to get a Fury just sort of like able to just get eyeballs on him. Even Usyk, if you think of, there's some brilliant clips on YouTube of like Usyk. I think if it's like Bellew, like trying to do a little press conference, or he's doing an interview to Mike, and he just looks over and there's this like really high sort of wall, and Usyk's just peeking over the top, looking at him. It's just like little things like that, And Dubois not, all he's got is the ability to regurgitate a line that somebody said to him, but it has to be quite a short line.
All that's true, but if he does knock out Usyk,
he'd be a star. I just think there's a limit. He'll never be AJ level, I don't think.
He won't. Well, he won't be. But the third fight would be massive if he does it, and that's the most exciting outcome. It's not what I think will happen, but it's the most exciting
So actually, not a lot has happened. So we obviously we're in fight week. Um, Stuff should be starting to happen now, but there's not a lot to kind of report on what's been going on and things like that, other than TalkSport being in a complete love-in for why Daniel Dubois is the favourite for this fight, and everybody's turning towards him. I don't buy this at all, but that's what they seem to be saying.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's the well, it's for more interesting story. There's more legs in it because
I don't think it needs selling that much. Like I feel like it's already sold out. I don't feel like you need to give a false narrative like that. Donny Dubois is a hard puncher. He's knocked out Anthony Joshua. He stopped Big Baby Miller. He's dangerous. He's a dangerous opponent.
yeah,
He's not coming off the back of a loss like last time. I feel like that's enough. I don't feel like we need this. Or Danny Dubois has been doing 7,000 press ups since he was 10 years old. It's his destiny. I just don't know. I wouldn't mind that if there wasn't the fact that he almost lost every single round in the first fight and then got stopped off a jab and kind of quit. He was beaten. Look, tell me another time when a heavyweight was beaten so badly that they were stopped on a jab and then elected to stay down. I can't think of one.
I
just can't.
I can't. I can't. Not well. Certainly not in a in a world title fight.
No, and how much better do you have to be from that point? It's a long way, isn't it? It's a long way.
It's a long way, and I think he is a lot better. I do think he's a lot better. But as I said, I don't think Usyk's got any worse. And there's no evidence of Usyk ever being worse the second time he fights someone.
No, I saw Dave Allen's favourite in Dubois, and he said, I don't think Usyk's a heavyweight, which is the maddest thing I think I've ever heard anybody say.
Yeah, I think if you are the first undisputed heavyweight in the four belt era.
Yeah, I think so.
So not only is he a heavyweight,
but it's not like he's come up
the best heavyweights.
But it's not like he's come up and he's beaten 15, 16 stone champion.
No. He's beaten big champions.
Yeah.
Big boys. It's has there been no cruiserweights done it as well? Yeah. If you look at the recent cruiserweights, I say recent, but if you look at Holyfield and David Haye, cruiserweights who came up and won a heavyweight title, no one's been as good at the weight as Usyk.
No.
Yeah, so I don't think you can say that. I think that was the feeling, certainly for maybe the first 4 rounds against Chisora. I think it might not be a heavyweight.
Yeah.
I think he's kind of put it to bed, really, hasn't he?
I think maybe it's just steeped in the fact that he doesn't knock a lot of fighters out.
But
But it's not really his style, is it? It's not really his style.
Exactly. He's not a knockout artist.
He's not throwing massive punches.
He doesn't need to. It's not like he's one of those fighters who, we talk about the Americans, the defensive fighters, who I'm going to knock someone out. Yeah. Shakur Stevenson, fighters like that who aren't that enjoyable to watch. His output is a lot,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
His output is a lot. So he's an exciting fighter without being having that. It's like the death by 100 cuts, isn't it? It's like just going to keep on getting and just peppering you. So yeah.
Quick word on the undercard. I am really disappointed, to be honest. It's a really weak undercard.
I had a look at it, and it's a Coley versus Lorena, right?
Are you even bothered about that fight? I'll watch that fight.
How like Lawrence Coley.
I presume Coley's the favourite going into that fight. I think Lorena's an okay fighter. Could go either way, but ultimately, I don't even really think it matters who wins that fight. It just doesn't.
It was one of those. Just when I heard it, I was like, "Oh God, 2 fighters I didn't want to see fight each other." I can't think of.
I hope Lorena beats him. To be honest,
I really don't like Lance Coley. And I think it's because I just feel cheated by it. I was excited when he turned over. I was excited by him, and he had a few like when he was fighting bombs, and he had that big punch, and But then as soon as he stepped up, we'll say stepped up. As far as Chamberlain, where he was an absolutely
Yeah.
war fest. We're just hugging him, and that sticks with me every fight I see in there. We just holds and holds and holds, and it's just. And every fight beforehand, I bet it'll be on TalkSport tomorrow or the day after saying, yeah, I'm changing my style. Like, I can't remember who he's training with now. I feel like he swapped trainers again. But he'll be talking about how his styles change. And I'm going to give the fans what they want. And I'll buy into it again and I'll be disappointed again. Maybe I'll get some interest. I'll get interested in the undercard closer to it. But that's the only fight that stands out, and for the wrong reasons, really. But it's not a card that needs an undercard.
It doesn't need it. I just think in these big fights, we've sort of come to expect pretty good undercards. I will say that the names on the undercard doesn't always make a good undercard anyway. You can still have great fights.
That's like there was a fight last week. We were looking up that Fiaz versus Murphy. Before, and that was absolutely brilliant. So maybe there'll be something in there. Maybe styles make fights, and a Coley Marina will absolutely go off.
Yeah. It could do. I mean, our record at predicting these things and whether they'll be good fights or not isn't the best at the moment.
It's not the greatest. Not the greatest. You get my
Solomon Dakers is on the undercard as well, which is. Don't know if you're into Solomon Dakers. That might be worth a watch.
I'll watch it. I
will say I'm glad the fight is at Wembley. I think you're gonna see typically these massive fights, Usyk fights have been in Saudi, and they've been good fights, but this time we're gonna actually have an atmosphere.
Yes, yeah.
Which will be great. I always think these fights, when you watch them and you see the crowd and you get the atmosphere, it's like, you know what you're missing. You realize what you're missing with these Saudi fights when you're watching these. Like they're never going to get that.
It's going to be a great atmosphere in there, isn't it? It's going to be absolutely electric. But again, I think it will be, they say, quite a bit of sport in there for Usyk.
I think so. I think this might move us nicely onto the weekend's boxing if you want to.
Absolutely.
We'll start with Shiraz Balanga. And the reason I say this might move us onto that nicely is Hamza Shiraz had quite a lot of support, press conferences and things like that in the Balanga sort of build up. And then when he got to the ring, he very much realised the crowd wasn't his at all. Because the cheer for Balanga was massive and Shiraz was getting booed.
It was, wasn't he? But do you know what? Balanga was like, right. Yeah. It was like he didn't really have a plan.
I think
I'm going to knock you now. And then when he realised, once the first round had gone, he's like, oh, now what do I do? I mean, he was like, Shiraz, almost at will. He could have stopped in the fourth round. Fifth round is the ref side. Okay, yeah. I was watching, so surely stop this. Stop it now.
There was a moment. There was a moment in the fourth round. I think it was the second knockdown where Balanga fell on his face, which is always a sign of the fight's over.
Yeah. I thought he would start.
You don't get many fighters landing face first and then getting up to go on to win.
No, exactly.
But there was a moment where a towel, sort of like a white flash, appeared in the corner. I thought it was a towel coming in.
Oh, did you?
I thought nailed on that's the towel because I felt like he wildly underestimated Hamza Shiraz. I think he expected him to box at range, which is what I was quite interested is Shiraz was really good close up.
Well, I was saying this last week, I was saying I thought with Andy Lee, he'd get behind his jab more and he'd use his attributes, but he often fights close in. He looks like drilling, and Lee's made him even better for fighting close in.
For such a big guy, he's so good close up.
He was really good, wasn't he?
And then also I think Balanga showed like a lot of naivety.
It doesn't.
After
It
the
doesn't
first
really.
knockdown, he thought, "I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to get up and batter him." I think, mate,
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
not the right call there.
But also, considering how much he was getting caught, easier said than done. But he does not move his head. He was like
No.
a static target, wasn't it? And Hamza Shiraz just, couldn't miss. I was watching, I was thinking, it's like, do you have a defense? You've just like everything was hitting everything.
Yeah. My highlight of the fight was without a doubt every time Shiraz went down. And if you saw the Canelo fight, when Canelo put him down, it was kind of quite a flash knockdown.
Yeah.
And Shiraz quickly knocked his gloves together.
Yeah.
Sort of, he looked all right, immediately got up. What I liked in this one was that the knockdowns were getting progressively heavier and sort of worse.
Yeah.
And he was sort of like, half dead, just going,
Yeah.
"Nah, I'm all right. I'm all right."
Come on. Like that Monty Python sketch, wasn't it? It is a scratch.
Yeah, you felt like if there was a sniper in there that just shot him just straight through the back of the head, just laid on the canvas.
That's not
Just a little touch.
One of his arms are off. It just get it up on him. So I did it.
I think, mate, I don't know who you're kidding. I don't think the crowd are falling for this one. That you're all right here.
Lion's going for it.
I don't know why his corner let him come out. Like I don't know what he looked like in the corner after the fourth round.
He kind of looked good. But he was. Do you know what? He was a statement win for Shiraz. Whether Belanga was crap or not, Shiraz looked good.
Yeah, big time. Yeah.
Shiraz has that. He's got a bit of star quality, hasn't he? Obviously, he's Turkey's favourite, and the talk is that now he gets the winner of Canelo versus Crawford, which in itself seems crazy, but really exciting, but a massive fight. Oh,
I was thinking, would you rather just swap Crawford out and pop Shiraz in and just go, look, let's just fucking fight a super middleweight that's on the up here?
Yeah.
I suspect it's a little bit early for Shiraz. I think he could do another fight, a couple
or
more
maybe
fights.
maybe there'll be another fight.
Stick him in with Caleb Plant, or who was the guy whoever just beat Caleb Plant. I can't remember who it was, but that'd be a decent fight for him.
Yeah.
Caleb Plant is pretty durable. Only very, very good fighters tend to beat him. I don't think Caleb Plant would take that fight right now. It'd be a disaster.
It'd be a good name. Be a good name for him, wouldn't it? For Shiraz.
Yeah.
Again, it's why would Caleb Plant take that?
Yeah. So I don't know he would sort of go on to fight next. Shiraz, I don't even know if he'll fight anyone because, Canelo Crawford. How far off is it? Is it October, that fight?
We'll say yes. September. I think
it's only 3 months off. Realistically, could Canelo fight 6 months after that? Giving it 9 months from Hamza Shiraz, that seems reasonable. I don't know. I don't know whether Canelo would be. It's really weird because I feel like Canelo might still be a step too far.
Well, yeah.
But at the same time, on the back of that, what they both did to Belanga, you've got to look at it and go, that's a bit damning, Canelo. That's a little bit damning on you.
Well, it is. That's the thing, isn't it? It makes it again. It makes you think: does Canelo just do enough?
And is that by choice, or is that actually
exactly? Yeah.
Is there not really a choice in that anymore? Is he? Is he?
Well, that's it. I always see it.
Did he get old overnight?
Yeah. Well, this is it. And if he's got 9 months more of nights, can he get old over one of those for Shiraz to get him? Potentially. And this is us assuming Canelo beats Crawford, which I don't think either of us actually. I think we both were back on Crawford last week.
I'm back on Canelo. I'm changing every week, but I just think there's.
I'll change of that. I'll probably be Dubois for this fight. For the so yeah.
Yeah, and then we had Shaka Stevenson beating William Zepeda.
He not a lot to say on it because Stevenson did what Stevenson does. Very good at not getting hit. Took him on the ropes a lot. Looked good doing it. Again,
there's a certain way you're talking at the moment that a lot of people would say that Shakur Stevenson is potentially one of the best pound for pound fighters around today. You've got a little,
I just
you've got a little
mentioned.
sneer in your
I
voice.
just it's not my it's not for me. It's not for me.
But it might be if they stick him in with that lad that is out picking cherries at the moment, Javonta Davis, who
Is that
doesn't
what he's
fight.
doing?
Well, he's a cherry picking fighter, mate. He doesn't fight anybody that's difficult. So if they
How
managed, I tell you what, if they manage to sign that fight, whoever gets Javonta Davis to sign that fight, give them a massive bonus because he does
Yeah.
not like to fight.
Yeah. I mean, that's the kind of fight you could get.
You got that. You've got Floyd Schofield. You got a couple of decent fights in there. I don't want to see either of those two. Those are the fights I want to see.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I don't want Shearer.
No,
Sorry, I don't want Shoko Stevenson to go back to what he was doing before.
no. I mean, the thing is, with First Stevenson, I saw his picture of him after the fight. I think it was after the fight with Floyd Mayweather, Andre Ward, and Terence Crawford, and you can see you're obviously from a very, very similar school of of not being hit, and he's really bloody good at it, and so he is, he is a wonderfully skillful fighter, and he just showed his levels to not really look that troubled. Did maybe Zafida catch him in the third? Was he?
Yeah, but really good shot actually.
Quite an early one. So maybe I'm being a bit dismissive, but
I thought the scorecards were a bit wild, to be honest. I think
why, weren't they? No, why?
Yeah, one was 10 rounds. So I was like, come on.
Yeah.
I thought Zabeda looked all right. I thought he looked pretty good. It's just happened to be in there with a guy that was quick arms, quicker feet. I thought
Exactly, and a quick head.
Yeah.
for everything that Belanga lacks in head movement, Scott Stevenson makes up for, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So, he was a very tricky man to hit, as proved to be the case.
And then I didn't watch Taylor Serrano 3. I haven't watched it.
I think I did watch the highlights, and from what I could see, it was a more comfortable night for Taylor.
Yeah, it sounded like even
and I think he's done now, right? I think he's done.
I mean, it better be. I mean, Amanda Serrano, I think the way she was talking after the fight kind of said, you don't even feel like you've won this one. You definitely don't.
No, exactly. Felt quite exclusive.
And then because I didn't watch it, I was never going to get up for that. And then I always read the results, which is a stupid thing to do. Read the result and I was like, am I going to watch a, relatively semi-comfortable win for Katie Taylor? No real moments or anything like that. I'm not going to do it. It's a bad way to be that. I shouldn't do that. I shouldn't read the...
I don't watch results. I watch...
I feel like it's nice because it gets me out of watching some stinkers, but at the same time, you miss out on the surprise element of fights. And
this is why, in fairness, like the zone's good because they'll replay the whole fights without showing the result in the thumbnail, which I was hating they would do. So
yeah, I mean, I can't have you saying the zone's good. I just don't think it is good.
I like it. I'm sold.